For the show today, we'll talk about Apple and the apparent hack of 250 million accounts. Later, we'll share the news about Samsung's 34-foot 4K screen. And we'll close with Google's Duo new feature. A group of hackers who calls themselves the Turkish Crime Family has claimed that they have credentials of 250 million iCloud accounts. And they're threatening to reset the passwords on those iCloud accounts and remotely wipe iPhones if Apple doesn't pay a ransom by April the 7th. To prove that their claim is real, they provided ZDNet with 54 credentials. ZDNet went ahead and verified that all of those credentials are indeed valid, and they include users for the iCloud.com, the me.com, and also the mac.com domains. Now, when they've contacted these people, 10 of them actually got back to ZDNet to confirm that their password was indeed accurate. Apple has since denied that their system was breached, and in a statement they've said that this list of email passwords and addresses appears to have been obtained from previously compromised third-party services. So what they're saying is that people have been recycling their passwords, and some use the same password and email for multiple online services. So later on, ZDNet also obtained a larger list of about 70,000 names and passwords, which appear to be iCloud accounts from the same hacker group. They then took that list and randomly select a group of people to go after. Since then, they've contacted these users, and some have said that they've never had a password like that, while a few others confirmed that indeed they had passwords that matched that and have since been changed. So this reveals that Apple is right, that they were not breached, but it appears that the hackers use third-party services to piece together a list. Later on, ZDNet worked with other parties to see where this data came from. And according to their investigations, it appears that the breaches that were done on Last.fm as well as LinkedIn in 2012 were part of this data. Also, Evony data breach that was done in June 2016. So the hackers took these databases and they've pieced together this where they can be able to match usernames and passwords that appear on all the databases. So what this means, the likelihood of an iCloud account appearing with the same username and password is great. Because if somebody is using the same password and username for different services that they have, then of course they will use the same username and password for their iCloud account as well. When this news first came out, my friend Eric Jacks, he's the security expert and also columnist for IT in Canada, so he sent me an email. When I first saw the email, he was explaining that there was this breach of 250 million accounts, and that if Apple doesn't pay the money by April the 7th, then your password would be changed as well as your iCloud account will be erased. When I saw that email, I was like, is this really from Eric Jacks? Or maybe his email was compromised. Later on, I did some digging around and also confirmed with Eric, and it's true. What Eric suggested, and the same I'll suggest to you as well, is firstly to change your password. And we've talked about this in the show previously, to use correcthorsebatterystable.net. It's a good password generator that you can use to get simple passwords that are difficult to guess. For the amount of times that we have pitched correcthorsebatterystable.net, I think we should have a commission from them by now. But going on, the second point is to use the two-factor authentication, and this is critical. This is the key to ensure that you're well protected. Companies like Google, Facebook, and others, they're using the two-factor authentication. But with Apple, it is different. Apple uses a different platform. As you know, Google and Facebook, they use a message. They send you a message. They use SMS and will send you a message with a code to validate that login. But Apple is using something that is different. When you set up your two-factor authentication, if you have, say, a MacBook and an iPad, and you're logging into your MacBook, a message will appear on your iPad to say that someone is trying to log in at this location, if that is okay. And once you hit OK on your iPad, so if they're trying to log in on your MacBook and you hit OK on your iPad, it will generate a code. And that code is a 4-digit, or sometimes it could be a 6-digit code. And it only lasts for about 30 seconds. So once you take that code and enter it into your MacBook, you can authenticate that login. For that login to work on the MacBook, you have to hit OK back on your iPad. So in that way, you are able to verify through Apple that indeed you are the rightful owner of that account. So I think this is it's critical that you use this, because this is adding a different layer of security to your iCloud account. April the 7th is coming upon us quickly. And the hackers, the Turkish Crime Family that is, are asking for $75,000 from Apple. Now the easy way out of this is to go ahead and change your password and also do the two-factor authentication, rather than being caught with an erased iPhone and having no access to your iCloud account. Samsung is known for bright, vibrant TV screens, and now they're getting bigger and bigger. Recently, they've announced their 34-foot cinema screen, and this is an HDR LED theater display. The pricing is not available, but when you compare it to their 88-inch Q9, it will put you back about $30,000. Well, let's put it this way. You need to be Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos to actually own one. Talking about Jeff Bezos, I recently saw in the news that he just passed Warren Buffett to become the world's second richest person. Bezos now has a net worth of $75.6 billion. And he's quickly approaching Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates with a net worth of $86 billion. Now, if you're thinking about Mark Zuckerberg, he's the 5th richest person with a net worth of $56 billion. So you can see that these guys can afford to buy a 34-foot screen. Samsung is positioning this as the new movie theater screen, banking on the fact that since we've become so accustomed to high-quality displays at home, of which Samsung is to be credited for, that they now can have a market of going to the movie theater owners and selling their product to them. This screen is about 10 times brighter than what we have in our cinemas today, and that of itself could bring so much more quality and vibrancy and color to making our movie-going experience greater. If movie theaters are looking to invest in this type of screen, I'm sure they would have to offset the cost somehow. Maybe an increase in admission fee, or even add a premium to view a movie on this type of screen, like what they have done with 3D movies. Whichever way you look at it, it looks like moviegoers have a brighter future to look forward to. Last year, Google announced their Google Duo app. And this is an app that is used for making video calls and has been set directly to compete with FaceTime. Since then, Google has also replaced Hangouts with the Duo on its Android operating system, making it the mandatory video calling app. But now they have added a new feature. It's voice calls. If you're a user of Google Duo, then you will know that when you're using video call, that the person you're calling can see you before they accept your call. So they can tell of your facial expression or what you're wearing or even what you're doing before they can connect with you. Now with the audio call feature, you don't have to go through those, embarrassing moments. Simply now, you can just call someone in the traditional phone way. This new feature was first released in Brazil earlier this month and is now available worldwide. So if you're a user of Google Duo, please go ahead and check out this new feature that has been added. You can also get Google Duo if you're not currently using it from the Google Play Store and also on your iPhone. So it's across different platforms that you can use Google Duo with. This is Marcello Sukhdeo for Whirlwind Radio. Until next time, remember to stay safe in the technology whirlwind.